Swag on the beat.
Swag on the beat.
Swag on the beat.
Hello and welcome to the Swag on the Beat podcast, episode 34, and welcome back for another week. It is, we're pumped.
We're pumped.
Massive week ahead.
Good to be
massive
here.
week gone.
The temperature's nice in here.
It's nice in here. I'm going to go t-shirt in the studio. Then I get here. No, couldn't do it.
Not quite nice enough for t-shirt.
Not quite nice enough, but nice vibe in here. We've had a very nice vibe. The setup was good. And as always, we now have our follower of the week, which we purposely missed last week.
Purposely?
Not because of any other reason.
Yep.
But we have a beautiful guy called Michael Calcutt, who is a listener of the podcast, and he has a mate, Jimmy Stewart, who is apparently a fan of ours, and they both together came to our live show a couple of years ago, which apparently Jimmy really enjoyed. Okay, which is great.
That's
and Michael
this guy, Michael, not so much.
Michael says Jimmy is a fan, but he's not yet listening to the podcast.
Okay,
so he thought it would be a cool way to introduce him to the podcast by following him, not saying anything to him, and seeing if he reacts, and then hopefully he becomes a listener.
Forcible listenership.
And yes, one of the crew.
Maybe we could just follow everyone on Earth and then we'd get heaps of listeners.
That's why I like you as an entrepreneur. That's why we're in business.
Okay, so what's his name? Michael
Calcutt. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Jimmy Boy Stew is who we're following, and his name is Jimmy Bueno Stewart.
Oh, geez.
So,
nickname central.
Yeah. Your boy Jimbo. Movement coach through strength and mobility.
Wow, okay.
Chili emoji. So there's a bit of energy
spicy
there. We like the energy. 966 followers becomes 967.
Wow.
Officially.
Congrats, Jimmy Bueno Lebuen.
And Recycle, you are on the unfollow, unfortunately.
Thank you for your fortnightly service.
Yeah, great service from Tim. Okay, so that's out of the way.
Yes, never to be repeated, the 2-week follow-up. Although maybe to be repeated if we decide to do it again.
If we decide. Only if we proactively decide to do it.
Yep.
Now, we want to take the top of the show to talk about our million follower party, which is super, super exciting. Woo. Yeah. We're pumped. A lot of people coming on board, a lot of help with sponsors, all this kind of stuff. It's looking amazing. It's very exciting. Now, it's very quickly going to become the 1.1 million follower party if we're not careful, which is... what a problem.
It's the first time in our lives we've said, actually, maybe if the followers slow down a bit, that would be good.
Because we are edging closer and closer, but there's nothing
and we
you
haven't
can do
announced.
about it.
We want to be on 1 million when we announce the party.
Yep.
And then after that, we can go to 10
We
billion.
could go to 1.1 and then make it the 1.1 million follower party. That's kind of funny.
That's pretty funny.
We'll get Walter, my brother, to change the artwork that we're working on for the poster. Anyway, now, okay, lots of great messages coming through for the week about getting excited and keen to come, but some are getting hard to read because there are people that are not going to be close enough to come to the party. They live interstate or overseas or something like that.
I thought you were saying it's because your phone's a bit smaller than mine. Because you
we've both got the 13. We've both got the iPhone 13. No need to laugh, Mark.
That's where you're wrong because you have the iPhone 13. I have the iPhone 13 Pro, and I have the bigger version. So it's
model.
a lot easier to see. So that's why. Forgive me for being mistaken as to thinking that's why you couldn't. They were hard to read. Because of your small screen. And maybe there's something.
And everyone makes mistakes. So that's fine.
In the non-Pro version, there's probably it's a bit blurrier or something because it's not as pro. Yeah, that's fair enough. But go on.
Yeah, that warranted a half-hour explanation. That's good. Well, for that reason, and also the reason that these people are not necessarily in the same area where we're from, in the city in Melbourne.
I see.
So I was thinking, how can we make sure that everyone gets a chance to be a part of the night? Because the million followers are made up of everyone across the country and overseas that follow us.
And the whole flat earth, yeah. Because we want to say thank you to all of our followers.
Yes.
Not just specifically the ones in the same city that we are in.
Correct.
We want to thank them all equally.
I thought maybe we set up a few cameras and there's just a Zoom link that people can click onto and just go, I'm feeling like seeing what the party's going on, it's going on there. And it's, you leaning up against the wall with someone under your arm going, hey, what's up? Like, whatever. They might just a little bit of what the vibe is.
We could plug them into the security cams.
Yeah, that'd probably work for the security. And I had this other idea just then, which is maybe someone at the party, we waive the cover charge, or or an attendant of the party.
Yeah, we shout them the free ticket.
A designated live stream person for an amount of time of the party.
Okay.
So they're going live on our socials or whatever the form is. So you can join. We'll say at this time at like 8:30 p.m. we'll be live, and it will be just roaming camera.
Okay, I like it.
Around the party.
And we'll make sure that they don't time their toilet trip at 8:30 and they're just looking at the back of the cubicle because that's not going to be a good indication of how popping off the party will hopefully be.
And maybe there's a bit of a party in the cubicles. Who knows?
Well, yeah.
No, cut that. Yeah, so that's a potential idea. I think that's probably the lowest effort thing that we could do that still is providing value. But I think it's actually a good thing to do.
Yeah, so the way to reach the most amount of people.
If you live in Mauritius, say, for example, and you're a follower of us, maybe that person does exist. You have the ability to log on live during the party, and we'll make it during like a big moment of the party.
Yeah.
Big moment of the party, and you can watch along live and feel like you're part of it. And we
from all the way on the other side of the
guarantee that we will reference you on the live stream in that moment. Like we will go and to all and the live stream people over here.
Oh, as a group, not each of them individually.
Yeah, no.
And not Mauritius.
That would take upwards of 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
But
Mauritius,
you know what I mean?
Well done picking the coolest sounding country name, by the way.
Yeah, it is cool.
If you are from Mauritius and you're listening to this podcast, please let us know.
Yeah.
Because I would like to know that someone is out there from Mauritius listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, live stream, good idea.
Anyway, but we've got a big week. You've got some things you want to show me. I've got some things I want to show you.
Mm-hmm. Such is the nature of this back and forth combination that we've got going on.
It's pretty exciting. There's an exciting thing I'm pretty nervous / excited about coming up. So stay tuned for that. Mike, if you didn't notice, last week actually changed the segment changeover music a little bit.
Music,
I really liked it. I thought it was fantastic.
I liked them all.
Well, there was some old ones and some new ones.
Yeah.
I like that there's probably about 10 of them in total, is there? So we can cycle between the two.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so leave a review of the new music if you feel like you like doing it. If you're listening in your car, on the tram, on the train, on a walk, on a run, whatever you listen to the podcast.
This? I'll put a brand new one, number 11. In this one.
Wow.
Ooh, somewhere a little Easter egg.
Okay.
No, right now.
Oh, right now.
After this.
Okay. Leave it. If you want to comment on it, please let us know.
Let's stop talking. I want to hear it. I can't wait a second longer. Jack, I had a bit of a long weekend up at the snow, as you know, on the weekend.
Yes.
We had a fairly large crew of our homies going up to the snow.
Yep.
Which was including you at the start.
Yeah.
But you had some prior engagements.
I had other things to attend to,
which
I didn't care at all. I wasn't getting FOMO. I was fine.
No, it's
it
totally
didn't look like fun.
No, it wasn't that fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all right as the weekend goes. I mean, we had a mate's lodge right in the middle of the village that we stayed at.
If this is a segment about how good the weekend was, I'm not interested.
Interesting you say that.
Missed out in a big way.
It's not about how good the weekend was. What I'm saying is that there was some good parts, there was some bad parts.
Okay.
Overall, it was somewhere in the middle. You didn't miss out on too much.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we had that free lodge right in the middle of the village. Didn't have to pay anything. Got a bunch of free passes from my mates because I used to work up there. So I had a few friends that have the family discount vouchers.
Family of the boys.
Or friends and family. And then in off-peak times, they're not 50% off. They're 100% off. And
that is an incredible deal.
Pre-June 30 was off-peak time.
So if anyone's selling stuff, that is a good deal. Do that with your product.
Absolutely. Off-peak times. So... yeah, there was 4 of our closest mates there, and we managed to all get enough free day passes for all of us. There was Well, I mean, then I fell over a bit.
That must have been bad.
It was cold for a bit, and then it was hot. It was just hard to regulate your body temperature. You know, we had
ups and downs,
and then we had to stop riding one day when the lifts were closing. Because
it was the end of the day.
Because someone messaged Nick, who was up there with us, and said, we're taking photos for our we own a couple of bars up here, we're taking photos as promo, so we need to get photos of people eating the food and drinking the drinks. So they ordered a bunch of really expensive food for the table and drinks for all of us.
Great.
So we had to stop snowboarding when the lifts were closing and go down and eat all this.
There better be a really good reveal at the end of this.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all know. I
am dying over here.
Well, we all know how expensive the snow can usually be.
Yeah, and you must have felt that over the weekend. Poor.
Well, I mean, on most other weekends I go to the snow, I did feel that. Not this one specifically, but... I mean, this is neither here or there, but we actually had a little bit of a nostalgia run through some trends of the sort of 2010s, like pre-TikTok and Instagram era. And do you remember the Harlem Shake? Bonsons and Ton Chizzy. Bonsons and Ton Chizzy. Yeah. So that was sort of the song.
That sounds exactly like it. Yeah. Oh, that was the song of the trip.
Oh, that's
a good one.
I don't think we actually listened to it once, but there was a lot of Bonsons and Ton Chizzies getting thrown around.
I was asked you before, like, were you looking up trends on the ChatGPT?
Well, I was just interested to know because I was like, man, the days of trends with like Harlem Shake, Mannequin Challenge, and planking. Wow. I was thinking, planking, because those trends before the days of TikTok dances and whatever these like viral sound trends trends are. The trends were like everyone would just have a
You
go.
would just do it,
And
yeah.
like ice bucket challenge
Yeah.
and bottle flip was another one.
Wow.
I
Let's go viral in the year 8 classroom.
Yeah,
was
I wasn't
usually-
even chat GPTing for the purpose of this segment. I was just like interested, man. What are
Wow.
some other trends of the 2000s,
That's
2010s? It was a different era of trends, but yeah.
Yep.
Plenty of Bonsons and Sonchies getting thrown around when we were up there, but it wasn't all good, is what I'm saying.
Great.
Like there
Well,
was
not
some
great,
good
but yeah.
parts,
Yeah.
there was some not so fun parts, but you just don't need to feel too bad. You didn't miss out on too much. Yeah, there was some good stuff.
Yeah.
There was some bad stuff,
Yeah.
but overall, well, it was all right. We snowboarded and stayed for free. Yeah, it was all right. But we had to pay for coffee. Well, it was all right. Inside the lodge was cozy and warm. Yeah, it was all right. But outside there was a snowstorm. Ooh, cold. Too much snow. Yeah, all the boys were there, but we had to bloody share a room. The weekend was all right. We got a bunch of fresh pow pow, but I got some in my shoe. The weekend was all right. Annoying. The sun was out the whole time, so our bloody cheeks got a little bit bloody burnt. The weekend was all right. We had to walk 30 meters to the pub. It was all right. You didn't really miss out on heaps, man. It was all right. I didn't even see many Jeeps, man. It was all
Only saw 3 Jeeps.
right. I'm sure the chance will come round again. Yeah, it was all right. It was a common snow-free weekend. One of those classic free weekends at the snow. I'm sure that you didn't miss out. See, you didn't miss out on much.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it snowed a bunch before we got there, and then the sun was out for the 4 days that we got there. And so the whole time it was sunny and there was fresh snow. But that stuff happens all the time, and we got everything for free. So
It's like being...
You didn't miss
you've
out
just,
on anything.
driven the dagger right into my heart, but you've let it sit in the cold snow and then done it. So it's
it's
extra
numb
cold.
and you can't
It's
feel it. So there's
extra
some good, some bad. It was all right.
It's all right. Isaac, we are in the midst of a social movement right now that we have created, I think is fair to say, but the bounty is back on the radar
Bountygate.
of Australian culture, Australian society, because we're mentioning it now and we're trying to save it. I think you said it last week that we are going to call ourselves the bounty hunters. You
It makes sense.
In and amongst the cowboy hats and all that kind of stuff. But the bounty hunters is what we're going to collectively call anyone who wants to be involved in this movement. A lot of support for bounty. And the thing that I was also interested in is some of the negative energy towards bounty. And it is there. So it does exist. Mike is probably the captain of that.
Chief bounty hater.
Well,
Mike.
you say you didn't like it when we first mentioned the bounty.
Yeah, and I'm yet to try. Like the last bounty I had was probably 20 years ago because I just had
Okay.
it once and never tried
What
it again.
was? How advanced was your palate back then, though? Were you just
Yeah.
smacking Dino Nuggies and Red Cordial back then?
Yeah, I feel like I needed
yeah.
to try a bounty again.
Yeah,
so
because
maybe I'd do that.
I look back
Yeah,
at
I
my
think, yeah.
food taste when I was 12 years old, and I think that it's just embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
kind of some of the stuff that I didn't like back then compared to what I
Like
enjoy
Negronis. Like you hated Negronis then, and now Negronis.
Negronis will always be disgusting, but I'm talking olives I hated, and now they're one of my favorites.
Yeah,
so
olives
what
are
I'm
good.
saying is, you never know, Mike. You could be chief bounty hunter.
You know what? As a kid, I hated cherry ripe passionately,
Ooh.
but I, as an adult, have revisited and rediscovered
Yeah.
cherry ripe.
This
And I'm
isn't.
like,
We're not talking about cherry ripe though, are we?
no,
we're talking
but
about
both
bounty.
contain coconut. So maybe I
Okay.
should. Maybe
Yeah.
I'd try a bounty
Yeah,
next
yeah,
week
yeah.
on the show.
Just not dipped in whatever that red
Yeah,
paint or whatever.
I
it
think
is.
you are due for a bloody
Yeah.
new bounty.
Yeah.
20 years later.
Anyway, so what we need, there's a bit of housekeeping here to sort out what's going on because there's a lot of support and we want to keep the train rolling because we've lit the fire. Not to melt the chocolate.
It's a
just
steam train,
It's a
is it?
steam
Yeah,
train.
okay.
It's a steam bounty train. Bounty hunters not on horses, on a steam train.
Yeah.
Apparently, we should hire horses. Anyway, no. Let's come back to that because we got a lot
the
to do.
horses can pull the steam train. We're getting derailed like a steam train.
Okay, so we need to decide on what the day looks like. What does it actually look like?
Morning at the start, I reckon.
Yeah.
Afternoon, and then evening.
Something in between that, in afternoon and maybe have like a midday.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have midday.
Right around the middle.
Yeah, and then we'll have the afternoon.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
that-
good. Okay,
yeah.
great. Well, end of what I was thinking, and you know, if you have alternates or rebuttals, that's fine. But maybe we agree to meet at a certain time at a certain store, and we go in as a group, and you know, with the cowboy hats on. I think we sort of said this last week. Go into the store and buy a bounty.
Stick them
each.
up.
Stick them up.
No, stick them up.
Legally stick them up.
Okay.
We'll hold the sticks of bounty up
Yeah.
and give you
So, yeah.
money in exchange for them.
Yeah, stick our cash out.
Yeah,
You stick
yeah.
the bounties in our hands.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we'll wave goodbye.
And the idea being, can we buy out a store of bounties? If we do, we go to the next store.
Oh,
Maybe we're going round the city.
okay.
Maybe, but depending what
I
we
think
want to do.
maybe we can scout a store that has a lot of bounties
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that
yeah.
it makes as much of a dent as possible. Because
Yeah.
if we just go to the local server and there's 3 bounties there,
Yep.
then
Not as exciting.
Yeah. So
That
yeah.
would be a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, the bounty hunters need to do their research.
And we really don't want to do
No,
that, do we?
no.
Waste anyone's time. Okay. So we'll decide on a place.
Yep.
What day do we want to do? So this is for the people that are located in Melbourne.
It's unfortunately Melbourne only.
Yes, but you can equally be part of the day no
Yep.
matter where you are.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can find a shop, store, or otherwise that sells bounties, shop or store or otherwise, that sells a bounty.
Yeah.
and let us know you're doing that. Send a picture
yeah.
and stuff.
I think we have to make it a Saturday lunchtime, Saturday arvo, just
Okay.
for people at work.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So what day? I've got the diary here.
Okay.
Let's pencil in a date. So this should we do it on the
I think we give ourselves a month run up.
26th?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I mean, it does.
We do
because
26th?
I am a bounty man.
Yeah. There's rumors that it could be an August cut. If you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we better
let-
go on to that.
We
Yeah.
better get going.
Okay, that's great. So 26th of July is officially National Bounty
Save
Day.
the Bounty
or
Day.
International Bounty Day. If you're a listener who's overseas, we know we have listeners in England and all over the place.
Are they Australian? Or are they available?
It originated from England.
Okay.
So the bounty is in England and in Canada.
Are they still sold over there?
Yeah.
Struggling like they are here.
Yeah,
though?
same across the world,
okay.
Yep.
Well, they've been ripped out of the States. You can't get a bounty in the States, apparently.
Really?
Right, there you go.
Apparently, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so all
if
the
you're in
American
America,
listeners-
go up to Canada.
Yeah, or fly across to Australia, whatever's most convenient for
Yep.
you, as long as you don't do nothing. That's what we need to do.
yeah.
So 26th of July, let's just repeat that, will be International Bounty Day.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be part of it, DM the podcast and we'll sort of get a collection of people together. Maybe next week, by next week, we'll have a store that we're going to go to and we're going to try and save bounty.
Figure out where everyone is, and then we'll try and get the most central location to everyone
Yeah.
who is available to come and be there on the 26th.
Yeah. Okay,
Sounds
great.
good.
Great. That's great. Bit of housekeeping now.
I've got a fangin' for some bounties. I'm going to get some as
Yeah.
well
We
in the
should
lead up.
get some
because
after.
we should do
after
that.
this.
Yeah, true.
Okay, now, Mike, you said you might have had a contact of someone who's high up at Mars, which is the company that owns Bounty.
On Earth, though, they are on
Yeah.
Earth. They're
Yes.
just called
The
Mars.
name of the company is Mars. How'd you go with that?
So I sent a message to him on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yet to hear back. So
Oh, okay.
Complete fail. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Well, luckily, I thought that might happen.
He's probably
I came prepared.
he's probably doing spreadsheets at the moment, trying to figure out how to save the
Well, he's
bounties.
probably pulling his hair out going, we're running out
Yeah.
of sales for Bounty.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
does he know, the answer is trying to call him in the form of Mike's LinkedIn profile. Mike Liberali, brackets Liber, brackets Radio Mike.
yeah.
I have an alternate plan because we are, I think it's fair to say, like, we're grassroots.
Mhm.
We're independent. We do things ourselves, whether it's making videos, making podcasts, whatever it is. That's how we roll. So it's only appropriate for us to talk to people who are on the ground in the grassroots form. So I'm going to
Worms.
call worms, not
Okay,
that grassrootsy,
Okay.
more metaphorical grassroots. I just want to get a feel of what the vibe of bounties are on the streets. So I've got a couple of phone numbers here. A 7-Eleven local to us, and I
Okay.
just want to feel it out. What they do they have any opinions about
Yeah.
Bounty? Are they selling? Are they stocked? All that kind of stuff. So Mike, dial that number and see if we can get some intel.
Right. See what the
Which
movements.
store is this?
This is 7-Eleven in Hawthorne.
Okay. See what we
Bounty territory.
Morning, 7-Eleven Hawthorne, I can help.
Hey, I'm just wondering if you have any Bounty chocolate bars for sale there.
Sorry, which one?
Bounty chocolate bars.
No, Bounty Chocolate Bar is completely discontinued.
Uh,
So I assume it's been discontinued either at 7-Eleven or either it's discontinued throughout because we've not seen in the calls and woolies either.
but
now.
I thought that they were only talking about discontinuing them, not that they actually are discontinued.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So you don't have any in your store, nor any coming.
No. It's not in anyone's planogram, so I don't think so it's any of the 7-Eleven's got it either.
Well, what about you personally? Do you personally like bounties?
Yes, I do.
See, what a shame. I mean, not even you, the store owner or the store clerk, can enjoy them. I'm really sorry to bring this up, but I was just looking for some bounties. I'm a bounty hunter, and really, it's really a great shame.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's something that I'm not able to do it. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
No worries, man. Thank you.
Wow, that is news. That is
hang on.
news.
Before we go, I'm burning stuff. I'm gonna light flares and throw rocks. We need to call somewhere else. And
This is
Is
unprecedented.
it another
Unprecedented.
establishment? Or
I tested this yesterday with the same establishment, and they had
the one we just called?
no different one.
Okay.
Different one.
Because he seemed unsure if it was 7-Eleven only or complete.
But I
everywhere.
called a 7-Eleven yesterday to make sure that this was a thing.
And they had some.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another number. Do you want me to?
The one I sent you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So where's this?
This is in queue.
Okay.
The number you have called is not connected. Please check the number before calling again.
Okay.
So
Not only are bounties out of circulation, the whole chain related to Bounty who sells them is going under.
Or they're onto us.
Yeah.
I think they're
it's
onto
that.
us. Because
We need to launch an investigation.
Old mate from 7-Eleven Hawthorne
Yeah.
just put the call into the higher ups, and they're like, "Whoa, shut it down, shut it all
Don't accept
down."
any phone calls from Libba. I think we need to do an investigation. We're going to come back next week. We're still maintaining Saturday the 26th of July will be Bounty Day.
But next week, I don't think we're going to have a place locked in next week as we thought we might. Maybe the week after, because next week we got to come back and figure out,
investigate
where even still has bounties, if anywhere.
So we wouldn't want to send people out who aren't with us on the ground, who are overseas and interstate, to places where they aren't available.
Yeah.
So
that wouldn't have
so
have
you
any
can thank
impact
us.
on
So
bounty
if you're
sales.
listening to this, thank us for delaying it for a week, because we wouldn't want to send you. We wouldn't want to, as we always say, we don't want to waste your time.
No. Yes.
So until next week, or the week after, depending. But we're gonna. It's an investigation now.
Next week is when we will bring it up again.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
shaking.
Oh man, yeah. Sorry, I'm just taken aback.
Taking a bounty. We would much rather like that.
Yeah.
No, that's really hard to kick. Isaac, I wanted to pose a question to you. Do you think there is any negatives from having the streaming services versus like old school TV, where the show would come out week to week?
As in, like Blockbuster video store era?
Yeah. Like, do you have any sort of feelings about, it's not as good as it used to be, blah, blah, blah?
Well, I guess the obvious experience and nostalgia of going to the physical store and looking through movies was awesome.
Yes, I agree with that, yeah.
And I mean, the accessibility of having everything right there is good, but you end up paying more in streaming, like in paying for 5 different streaming services than what you would with Foxtel back in the day, which we never got because it was too expensive.
Yeah, we never had Foxtel either.
No. And
Mike,
now-
did you have Foxtel?
No, we didn't have Fox.
And it was like
Well,
$50 a month back in the day, and now KO alone is $35 a month.
Is it really?
And then with the others, I mean, you're paying through the roof. So
Yeah.
I think there's pros and cons to both. Is the
Good,
answer.
a very diplomatic answer, which I respect. But I have an issue with the modern day technology that really irks me. And we've spoken about it before on the show, and I thought we would never have to bring it up because we're quite firm with it. But
Okay.
2 recent moments in my life have got me nervous and scared because I care about it. And what I'm talking about, the big reveal, is spoilers. Okay?
Ah, yes.
Spoilers are very much a part of everyday life now when you're trying to watch a show, because people can just watch a whole show like on the day it comes out versus waiting for multiple weeks each episode coming out. And my sister told me a story. We were having dinner a couple of nights ago, and she was saying she was watching this murder. I won't say the name of the show. It was like a murder mystery show or whatever. And she was with Dad, and there was a TV in the restaurant that they were in.
Oh, no.
And Anna had one more episode to go, and Dad looks at the TV and he goes, "Oh, that's the same actor that was the murderer in that show." And Anna's like, turns around and it's one of the characters,
no.
and she just was like mouth agape
Yeah.
and so angry. It's like, your mum finished the show, so I just assumed blah blah, because mum is one of those hectic people that just goes bang 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 bang.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, that's the worst. And another way that streaming services spoil stuff is
I hate that.
the preview on what the show is.
Oh my god, I hate that.
I really want to give an example, but I won't because I know you haven't seen it. So it's like it's a massive show. and something that happens in the last few episodes, and that is revealed from the like preview image of the show.
Calm down, Netflix.
The hell
and
down.
Insert everyone else. Mike, do you have a weigh in on that?
Do you mean like the thumbnail of the episode?
Yeah,
Like,
or like it's big, not the actual. I mean, it is the thumbnail, and then it gets
Yeah.
blown up when you
Yeah,
scroll over
yeah,
to
I
it, and the image
totally get
completely spoils the whole show.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so
It's the worst.
the second instance is something that I wanted to bring up, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, when you read some of the great philosophers of history, they say one of the main things that is your duty as a person is to face your fears. Where your fear is, that is where your task is. Okay,
Thou
so
shalt not spoil,
that is what
isn't
I
it?
am trying to do now. I'm facing the demon. I'm facing the
Ah.
beast head on, because that's where I'm nervous and fearful of.
So you're just going to look up the ending to all of the shows and movies in the world.
No, but because the reason I bring it up, and I don't like to bring it up, is someone in this room is quite, partial to really saying a lot more than maybe needs to be said, because the case in point is Squid Game has come out. Season 3 has come out very recently, okay? And I've been waiting. We both watched Squid Game. We both love Squid Game. Season 2 finished or came out at the start of the year, whatever. We had 6 months. Okay. Now, I was innocently scrolling on my social media and also on YouTube, which I am supporter of the person in this room who does YouTube videos. Great. And I see a thumbnail, Squid Game review, Squid Game 3 review. It hasn't been out more than 24 hours, and there's been a video made about the review of the show. Not only that, but there was, I think it was on your Instagram, maybe, Mike, but it said, why my predictions on Squid Game were 100% right. And I've gone, stop, because I'm like, have I seen that? Have I seen your prediction video?
Have
whatever.
you heard what his predictions
I can't
were?
remember, but
'Cause
Albert, my
there you
brother,
go.
but my brother brought it up. He brought it up to me saying, he said, I didn't bring this up at all. This is what got me onto this. He said, Mike needs to relax on the Squid Game stuff because not everyone can watch all episodes in the first 12 hours. So that's all we're saying. It is not. This is not an act of war. I'm fearfully crying to stop. Let's put our guns down.
The white flag is up before
I'm
the war's
NATO.
even started.
I just feel like I have to like talk about it.
No, yeah, that's fine. It's just like I appreciate that you're doing that, but God, it is so stressful because I really don't want to know until we've spoken about this before.
When I saw Mike's story and I saw even I think there was this purple costume. I was just clicked away from it
because
Mike,
I watch every video you make on
That's
YouTube.
so nice,
I
man.
love that, but I can't go near your YouTube channel now because I'm scared that I'll see something, and I kind of did see enough to make me go,
Oh, no.
And I just all I wanted to make an example of is, Mike, this is not an act of war.
Yeah.
Let's put our guns down. So the only way I thought I could do that civilly, because I was going to bring weapons in.
You're just getting him to put his gun down so you can shoot him in the face straight after.
No, there's no shooting going on. All I wanted to do is, and we recorded a piece of audio before you knew what was going on.
Yeah, you made me. Now everything's becoming clear because we spent 15 minutes doing this sketch. Where he's like, "Oh, you're a character in this," and now I'm realizing how ironic it is.
But all it's designed to do is to show you what it can sound like as a third party when you hear your own voice saying something.
Yeah.
In a social setting, and the setting is it's a gender reveal party for a young couple. And it's on this is an important note, everyone listening, it's on the 7th of August, 1980. Okay? And that'll become relevant after, so Mike, take it away. Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming. We're so excited to have you here. Now, in this envelope, I have the gender of our unborn child. Wow! Okay, let's open it up.
It's a girl. I saw the edge of the paper. It's pink. Also, Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father in the highly anticipated Star Wars film that came out just yesterday.
Mike. So yeah, Star Wars did come out on the 6th of August 1980 in Australia. But all that's designed to do is just to say that's how it can come across in the modern world.
What it
And
feels
I might not be having a baby, but I treat the plotline of Squid Game right now as my baby that I care about.
And the plotline
to
of
look
all
after.
other shows and movies ever
But
that will
it's
come
not
out.
an act of war, and as soon as I finish Squid Game, I will go and watch your videos because They are great videos.
And
Very well produced
thank
videos.
you.
Between the both of us, we watch all your videos.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So that took you guys 15 minutes, that recording. Jack,
Yes.
might be the last time I ever call you that.
Well, I've been very nervous, and I've
Yes.
been nervous and excited.
Yes,
about
so
what comes
we've got a
back.
follow-up from last week where I brought up the fact that you have struggled being donned a nickname because both your first and surname are single syllable words.
And even in the culture of Australia where we shorten everything,
Exactly.
my name still couldn't be shortened. That's how
couldn't.
short it is.
It could be, but it wouldn't be beneficial for the nickname purposes.
It's like that off Yes Man where he goes, "I'll call you Car" instead of Carl.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
It'd be in that territory. to shorten my name, I think.
Is that that's Murray? What's his name?
Reece Darby.
Reece Darby. Yeah, classic. So yes, we had a lot of options coming in. I asked
Great.
all our listeners to send.
I saw some. I tried to like shield my eyes because I knew as soon as I saw one, I'd be like
biased.
Oh yes, no, maybe whatever.
Okay, so there's been plenty of good ones, plenty of bad ones as well. Okay. So I'm hoping to have sifted through all those.
Okay.
And I've got plenty to bring to the table.
Thank you for sending them in.
Thank you for
Good or
sending them
bad,
all
we
in.
appreciate.
Yes.
I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, you will appreciate it when that's how you come to be known by
Okay.
everyone, hopefully. And if you don't appreciate it, as we know, there's nothing you can do about it with nicknames, unfortunately.
I guess so. That's why I'm so nervous.
So before we get
That'd
into
be
it, in the spirit of us bringing up or discovering the origin of sayings
Can I
and
just,
the origin
can I
of
just
things.
say sorry?
Okay.
Before you start, 12-year-old me would be so excited by this
Mm-hmm.
because I went through all of high school. You had a nickname. A lot of our almost all of our mates had a nickname. Because Jack is like kind of just short, and that's all it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
He would be loving the fact that, oh my God, there's a chance he's going to get bestowed one.
Yeah. I sensed a bit of genuine excitement in the Facebook messages we exchanged before this segment.
No.
So I'm excited for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Origin of the word nickname in the spirit of saying
great.
the origin of things.
Yes, yep.
On this, as we do on this podcast, we are also a comedy and history
Yep,
podcast.
yep.
So the word nickname comes from the Old English word name. Meaning also or in addition. An name was an additional name. And over time, due to a linguistic phenomenon called meta-analysis, an name became a name because
Wow.
people would say an name, and then they just started dropping putting the n before an,
Right.
which is actually what happened with the word apron. It used to be napron, and then over time people started calling it an apron.
Napron.
That's real, Mike.
Wow.
That's real.
Wow.
Another example of that is a hamburger, which
Really going for the educational
which
genre,
used to
which
be,
is great. Yeah.
which they came from Hamburg in Germany. It was a Hamburg,
Right.
ER. But then people just started calling it a hamburger. And then the suffix burger became a thing. That's where burger came from.
Wow.
So
And
your
ham
new
for the
nickname,
prefix for ham.
your new nickname is Hamburger Apron. There it is. No, I'm joking.
Wow.
Okay, so moving on to the nicknames that people have sent in.
Great.
I've got a couple of honourable mentions before we get into the top 4 that people will vote on for your new nickname.
Okay. So people being not me.
That people have sent in.
No, the people voting.
Oh, the people voting
not
is
me.
not you.
Okay,
No, yeah.
okay.
We said this last
Yeah,
week. The
okay,
nature
okay.
of nicknames
Just
is
making
that
sure.
you can't choose them unless you make 100 million fake profiles and vote for the one you like. But
No, I won't
I
do
mean, I'll leave that up to you to decide. Okay, so we got yak a couple of times because it is like
yeah.
the European version of the J, and also because you're on a podcast. So you're
Yeah,
yakking.
that's good.
And then someone
These are
also
good,
someone
yeah.
also said that you resembled a yak as well, which I don't agree or disagree
I'm like
with.
the least hairy person in the
Well, I
world.
think it's more like facial features. I don't know, according to this guy. Okay, another good
Long.
one is Goku because you're looking pretty Super Saiyan with the hair.
Whoa, that's good.
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
one.
Oh, yeah.
So that was
These are top 4,
Yak
right?
was from Tom Cooney and James Holt. No.
Okay.
And then Goku was Jack Zillis. So this guy Jackson said he suggested Radio Mike could be your new nickname, which would be a little bit confusing. So I
especially
didn't-
on the podcast.
Yeah,
that would be quite hard.
Trades because you're the jack of all trades. That's from Danny Hutchins.
I like that, yeah.
We've got Barack Obama, conjunctivitis, Jackman Hugh, Beanstalk, and Jackaroo, to name a few. So
Wow.
thank you for everyone sending those in. But unfortunately,
Very honourable and
yes,
mentioned.
very exactly. Okay, the top 4.
Okay.
Wow.
So this one,
Yak and Goku are great.
yeah,
Yeah, if those are the honourables, then
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
top 4 is going to be good.
Well, I mean, if the honourable ones are the ones that pull through, who knows? It's it's what the people end up calling you.
Yep.
Well, who are we to deny? So the one that was by far the most commonly sent in one is
Okay.
Frosty or Jack Frost because of your frosted
Oh,
tips.
okay.
Is Jack Frost Frosty, double meaning.
Yep.
So thank you to...
That's good. I like it.
Thank you to
I like
Lachlan
it.
Suter, Ryan Allen, Scott Viney, and Teresa Hall for those ones. And Lachlan Suter gave a little bit of a Gibbo, Libba, and Frosty as a potential trio option there. Okay, and this one was from the Instagram video that we posted and got the most likes, and it was actually from our friend and fellow monosyllabic namer, Matt Lobb, although he does get Lobby nicknamed.
Oh, Lobby, our mate Lobby, yeah.
So before I say this nickname, there's an AFL player called Jason Ackermanis, who was very famous.
A good player.
And what's the word for good?
Accomplished.
Accomplished, yeah.
He was
very
very
exceptional.
famous and good.
He was an exceptional player.
Great player.
Yep.
So Matt Lobb has suggested your nickname could be Sason Jackomanis, which is a mouthful.
Niche and long,
But I thought I had to honour it because
Yeah.
it got the most likes on the Instagram.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Lobby, that's good.
So nickname number 3, and this is a bit more classic Aussie nickname territory.
Okay.
So this is from Charlie Bowen, and he says, because your name is Jack Say, we could call you Speaker.
Okay.
Speaker, because he speaks.
Yes.
And then Charlie also said, it has a nice ring to it, e.g. he walks into a pub and all the boys yell, Speaker.
That's good. I like it a lot.
Does
Yeah,
that get
I like it a lot.
confusing in podcast land though? Because we're both of you are speakers, so it's sort of like, hey, speaker.
I would like to think because of the fact that no one has called me speaker to date,
Yeah,
maybe wouldn't be confusing. But I suppose we would have to see. And then the last one, this is probably my favourite.
Whoa.
This guy
you don't bias the jury.
from Caleb Reading has
that's
said,
the whole idea, yeah.
Mort or Morty, short for Voldemort, he who shall not be nicknamed.
Whoa, okay.
As in you've never got a nickname
Mort,
before, he who
yeah,
shall not be
yeah.
nicknamed,
Yeah,
Morty.
that's good.
So,
Yeah, Mort.
okay, top 4, got Frosty,
I like them.
Sason Jackomanis, Speaker, and Morty.
Yeah,
Or Mort.
right. Yeah.
So
They're great.
I'm going to
Love
put those
that.
4 in the... I think we'll do a post tomorrow, Friday. We'll do a post on our Instagram page and we'll put a poll in the description and people can choose which of those 4 they think should be your main nickname.
Great.
I'm not going to... as such is the nature of nicknames,
Yep.
maybe the fact that these all exist in the ether now means that some of them will get used regardless of what the outcome of this poll is. But the poll will recognise what Jack's official nickname is in the dictionary of nicknames.
Can I add a little fact check that I don't want to sway the audience, but I think this should be mentioned.
Okay.
So Frosty was for Jack Frost, but when I think Frosty the Snowman, right? And I've just looked up Frosty the Snowman. It was written by Walter Jack Rollins.
Wow.
So I just think that's worth
And Walter is your brother's name.
Walter,
so
yeah.
there's a bit of...
And Rollins as well.
And
It's
Rollins,
probably relevant.
I like
Henry
really
Rollins, Black
enjoy
Flag.
doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
nice.
a crocodile, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so Frosty the Snowman, what's that from?
Oh, that's like a famous Christmas song.
Oh, okay.
Do you not know that?
Frosty the Snowman.
The famous
Like
Christmas
that
song.
Do you guys not know that
Vocaloid.
song?
I'm not familiar with that song, no. But I am familiar with Jack Frost, the character, and I'm familiar with this guy sitting across from me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of familiarity going on.
Is there a consensus that if, some of the honourables, Goku and Yak, which are really strong,
But so
could be like do what you like with those
you
as
can
well.
do what you like with them. But I think if I'm calling you Yak,
Yeah.
I don't think that's sufficiently as far as a nickname goes, it needs to be. I feel like it needs to be 1, fun to say, and 2, kind of different from your actual name. I feel like if I'm saying
It is
Yak,
those, right? No.
Yak different to Jack,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, yeah.
And Goku,
it would
you
pro-
just want
and I
Goku
think-
because it's cool.
Yeah, Goku's cool. Well, I do love Dragon Ball.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. You
But
can't-
Yak, I understand in a podcast setting will sound like you've just got a bit of a speech impediment.
Yeah, and it's a little bit vomity, I thought.
Yak.
Yak.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Fine. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What I'm saying
No,
is,
fair enough.
As I said before,
Yeah.
whatever the names become,
Yes.
whatever gets used,
Yep.
I'm not going to stand in the way of that.
Yeah, no, and I don't have the authority to do that either.
But you don't. I'm sensing a little bit of preference towards Goku, and you know what happens with preference.
No, I'm not preferencing. No.
I might start calling you "Call Me Goku." So
No.
be careful.
I am acutely aware of that. Also, update on the Please Call Me Diesel, which we mentioned last week about nicknames. One of my brother's mates was round, and he said it's actually the final evolution of that nickname is Pleasel. Because it's like they combine Pleasel and Please Call Me Diesel.
Okay.
Pleasel, so it's Pleasel.
That's actually
so for the record, not asking for a preference. Just thought that those two ones caught a bit of everyone's ear.
So Plo-Ku is what you were going for.
No preference.
Well, okay, yeah. The poll will be up Friday, Arvo, everybody, and you can vote on it. And Jack will never be able to be known by anything else from now until time eternal. So, vote below. TBC vote. Yeah.
Frosty the Snowman.
Famous Christmas song.
Frosty the Snowman.
Okay.
Famous Christmas song.
Mm-hmm.